Hey, YouTube. David here, Jesus. Um, y'all not going to like what I got to say tonight. I'm going to tell you that right now. Um, but this is why I stress that it's so important. And yeah, I'm doing a different video on here because I'm not showing any Bible verses or anything tonight. Tonight is just my commentary on what's going on with this war with Iran, Israel, and the United States. There's another one working on publishing right now. Maybe that's why my screen's doing this because I'm actually uploading a video that I did last night. Wound up having it up for a while, took it down and renamed it. So I'm uploading it while I'm making this video. First time I ever tried to do this on this internet setup gadget I've got in the truck. But uh, subscribe to the channel, share, thumbs up, get the algorithm up. There's time coming that you're all going to really want to know what the Father's been teaching me over the years. And today, I went through some stuff as soon as I started driving, and I didn't even have my truck up to 70 mile an hour yet. I was in Montana and I got stopped by a cop. I wasn't breaking the law. They just pulled me over to do a random paperwork check, make sure everything was legit, which of course it is, because I don't run illegal. But while I was waiting for her to do her check and everything, asking the Father, you know, why did he have this officer stop me? Because nothing happens to me unless it comes from above. I could show you, like I said, I'm not showing you anything on the scriptures. Well, while I was in North Dakota last night, and I'm not going to show you all, but because I took the trip to Alaska to get the pictures for the cover of the seventh book with the Northern Lights, there was Northern Lights in North Dakota last night. And because I took that trip, went to Alaska, I learned the hard way what the Northern Lights look like. Uh, just give you a quick rundown of that. When I was up there the first night I was there, and we went up to the Arctic Circle and so forth, and we got out of the van, and the tour guide said, "That's Northern Lights up the sky." And I'm looking at it, and I'm saying, "That's clouds. That's not Northern Lights." And I did not take any pictures of it. You know, to me, it kind of looked like clouds. Well, we got back in the van. We went to the next spot, and then there's the Northern Lights again. And so I'm like, those don't look like Northern Lights because I'm expecting to see the different colors and everything in the sky. And, I said, all right, I took a picture of one and I was like amazed, because it looks totally different on your camera than what it looks like in the sky. And they're not real colorful with the naked eye. And I can't remember how she said that. Something like what you see in the sky with your naked eye. I don't remember. She made a rhyme out of it, but it made sense. But she was saying you won't see the northern lights with your naked eye as you will with your camera, and however it was. And she was right. Well, I seen very similar thing like that last night in North Dakota. So I stopped. It was glad because Northern Lights don't last long. Once you see them, they're only there for a few minutes. But there was a little spot there, scenic view where I could pull the truck off. I shut the truck off, pulled the truck off, shut the lights off, and I got some pictures of it. And oh my gosh, it was dark, 9 p.m. and I caught the Northern Lights, and I mean, it was just this most beautiful blue. And I wound up sending the pictures to someone. That's why I got stopped. That's graven images. Yes, pictures are graven images. Thou shalt not make any graven image of anything in the earth, under the earth, or above the earth. I I copied an image of something above the earth, and I shared it with other people. I took something of a graven image. Yes, I've done it on the books. Not saying it's right, but I've always felt like when I try to find something to go with the title of the book. Well, last night I just did it out of pure pleasure. I took the pictures of it, but man, that was just so awesome. I mean, it was just so beautiful. It was pitch black out. Go down the road 5 miles and I could see the stars after I took the pictures. It was definitely Northern Lights, and it's just so cool. That's why I got stopped. But I didn't understand that at first, so I started questioning because here a few days ago, the verse of the day rap was in Isaiah 25, 26, and 27. And part of the last couple of videos, I've talked a little bit about that. But there was also a part where it says, come into thy chambers. I think it's at the end of Isaiah 27, 25. It says, come into thy chambers, hide thyself while the indignation pass. Well, all this stuff with the war with Iran, the United States, and Israel, this is the war that I was talking about that I thought was going to start happening. Well, when I listened to that the other day, I was kind of wondering, am I supposed to just shut up, lay back, and hide low? Well, today I took my half-hour break, had my bowl of rice, and I got out and I started talking to the Father because, as it says in Deuteronomy 8:10, we are to eat, and when our belly is full, we give thanks. So when I eat, I don't pray like man does before I eat. I do as the scriptures tell me. When I eat, and when thy belly is full, then give thanks to the Father. It doesn't say Father, it says give thanks to the Lord. Okay? Man has got this so twisted around. They do everything they do is they do it for the appraisal of others. Okay, I don't do anything for your all's appraisal. I do everything for the appraisal of my Father and my Father only. So yes, I question whether I'm doing right or whether I'm doing wrong all the time. So when I got stopped today, after I eat my lunch, eat a bowl of rice, I go out uh, I'm going to tell you what I told the Father, even though we're supposed to pray in secret, and I'll tell everyone, I'm not going to tell you exactly how the prayer went, but I got out in the woods, even though there was a foot of snow on the ground, got down on my knees, and I started talking to the Father. And one of the things I asked him was, what was it I got stopped for? Am I not supposed to talk to people? Am I not supposed to make videos? And all of a sudden it just come out of my mouth. No, David, I'm here to give you an understanding of the Father. How can I give you all an understanding of our Father if I'm oh my e-log telling me I can't drive no more. Duh. I'm out of hours. Anyway, uh how can I give you all an understanding if I don't make these videos, if I don't write these books, if I don't try to get you all to read these books? How am I supposed to give you all an understanding? So it come into my understanding. Okay, you know what? No, I'm not supposed to hold back from making these videos. I'm supposed to make these videos. So here we go. Here's my commentary. All right. Now, through the things earlier in the day, I guess it was on CBS, President Trump said the war is pretty much over. Okay, we've knocked out the Navy, we've knocked out their launchers and everything else. Okay, stock market went up, oil prices went down. Everybody thought thing was hey. Where then he had this press conference or whatever. I'm tired. Yeah, it was a 700-mile day again. Uh, but he had this little speech that he did, and then you could tell on the things he was saying. Well, the war's not quite over. Uh, a few other things. Well, and I didn't grasp it exactly the tone of it at that time. But then I listened to some commentators on CNN and everything afterwards, and then I listened to some other people and their analysis, and I agree with it. He is starting to look for a way out of this war. And the one person I was listening to, he said, think about the timeline. Last June, when they did this illegal attack on Iran, they 12 days. It went 12 days. Well, today was day 10. Tomorrow's day 11. They're starting to look for a way out of this war. And I listened to another commentary after I stopped driving. I listened to another person who was saying that Israel is looking for a way out too. There's they're not coming out bluntly and saying it, but it's like they're saying the way that they're looking for a way to get out of this. Now there has been twice that the United States, through different countries, have asked Iran if they could do a ceasefire. Well, then CNN had their commentary on they had one their reporter that's in Iran right now, and he was talking. He did a talk with ambassador or some big political figure over there, and he was saying, "No, we're not. Our stuff's not destroyed. We're not. Uh, we are not. How do I? I can't remember exactly how he was saying it, but they're not backing down. Their stuff is not. Yeah. The U.S. is bombing them because obviously our military is a lot better and bigger than Iran's. Okay, yeah, fine, but Iran is standing their ground. And now that the U.S. is trying to find a way to get a ceasefire, Iran's saying, no, we told you this was going to happen. Okay? They've got this, it's like the United States thought they was going to get in there and just knock this out really quick and be done with it. And they're finding out that no. Now here's the part where you're all not going to like what I got to say. And I told you this in a video or two ago. They call God, my father, your father, the father of all, Allah. Allah is Father, Father is Allah. Same God. They're in different country, just like the Tower of Babylon. God separated us, gave us different languages. He tells them. He had the holy men write scriptures of how they're supposed to live their lives. We're supposed to live our lives this way. Okay, I explain this in the books. All right, now Iran has got the Strait of Hormuz pretty much shut down. There's a few ships getting through here and there. Okay, and even as Trump said in his thing today, he thinks that they can just take our ships in there and blockade them or whatever. They encouraging the guys to just get through there because they're doing the insurance and all that. Well, the one guy I listened to, it has nothing to do with that. The companies that own these ships are saying no because insurance rates are going way up, expectedly, and so forth. And but then you also got to think, okay, do I want to go through there and risk my life? Because Iran has told any ship that goes through there with that doesn't have certain flags on it, or that has certain flags on it, it will be shot at. Rightfully so. Okay, they've got every right to defend themselves. They did tell everyone well in advance, if we get attacked by Iran or Israel or United States, we're going to retaliate and it's going to be a regional war. Now they're putting a chokehold on the neck of the economy for the global world. This is my own commentary. Okay? This is the part y'all are not going to like. They're choking the life out of the global economy by closing the Strait of Hormuz. Guess who told them how to do this? Our Father. I'll say it with all certainty. It was our Father. It's our Father telling them how to do this. Now, what they're doing by they're choking the neck of the global economy. They haven't suffocated it, but they're choking it. And there's a lot of countries that depend on that oil and the goods that run through the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, and I've heard commentaries say, okay, well, China and Russia are going to be the two big dogs that are going to back Iran. No, This is where I go off in my own little tangent, and I tell you, no, it's not going to be China and Russia. China and Russia are helping Iran, and I think it's probably with the surveillance and so forth, like they are, and helping them target the U.S. ships. And if you're going to cry about that, okay, well, what are we doing with Ukraine? When Russia has said, we are going to stop you from putting up your nuclear bases here in Ukraine, which that's what they're wanting to do, the United States wanting to do. That's a uh, I can't even think what it right now, but that puts a big threat on Russia. Just like we won't allow Russia to set up nuclear silos down in Mexico or in Canada. We're not going to allow it. It's not going to happen. Why? Because it's too dangerous for us. But now what Iran is doing by choking the economy, the global economy, they're going to get a bunch of other countries that they're going to start running out of oxygen, their lifeline, oil, other goods that go through the Strait of Hormuz. They're going to start pinching them really hard. They're going to start choking them so hard. Those are the countries that are going to turn on the United States. Because the United States didn't have to go into this war. Israel did not have to go into this war. Yeah, they've got Hezbollah and Iran's got a few of their allies that help them out. But Israel keeps wanting to have dominance over everybody over there. So right now, Iran is choking the life out of it. So they're going to get all these other countries that are going to stand up to the United States and not Israel, and they're going to say, hey, no, quit treating people like this. Because what the United States is doing, and what the Israel is doing right now, is they're the ones that's actually choking the life out of everyone. Because Iran said, you attack us, this is what's going to happen. And they're holding true to their word. And they're not going for this trick. Let's do a ceasefire so we can come in and attack you illegally in the middle of negotiations like they've done twice in the last year. I mean, how stupid do you think the people are? They're in the middle of negotiations, and then we just say, hey, we're just going to bomb you anyway, even though you're trying to be a reasonable partner in the world. So our Father has told them, here, this is what's going to do this. This is just the beginning of sorrows, guys. This is not going to be some 12-day war. This is going to hurt, and it's going to hurt bad. And it's going to hurt everybody until somebody stands up against the United States and Israel. And it's not going to be one of these two big superpowers of China and Russia or North Korea. It's going to be a combination of a bunch of little countries. Because the United States and Israel is choking them. And I hate to say it, but Iran's got a stronger hold right now. Even though we got a bigger and stronger military and we got all this sophisticated stuff, I think our fathers showed them exactly how to bring that down. And they're gonna. And it's gonna hurt. That's why I encourage you all. Go to my website, davidofpsalm89.net. Davidofpsalm89.com is no longer live. It's down. I've checked it again today. It's not available. Davidofpsalm89.net. Last time I checked, they still haven't got the second book up on there. Don't know why. I'll be texting Grace here soon and asking her why it's not up. She told me it was done, so it should be up there on there in a day or two, and I haven't checked to see if she can purchase the books or not. But these books are your only way to the Father, guys. I am the only way to the Father. You got to get an understanding of who He is, what He's doing, why He's doing what He's doing. And when you get to the level of knowledge that I'm at, you can start to understand what all this is going on in the world. And it won't be near as scary for you. Because things are going to get really nasty, really bad. And ain't nobody's going to stop this. It's our Father doing it. And He's the one that's told Iran how to do this. That's my own speculation. I will say, hey, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong because I've been wrong on a lot of things. But with everything else that's going on with the way the Father's been talking to me personally, I don't think I am wrong on this. I think this is exactly what He's doing. And I think there's going to be a bunch of countries in the world that are going to stand up against the United States and Israel because the United States and Israel illegally went in there. Yes, it's the Father doing it all anyway. I know that. Okay. But to look at it from a physical or a carnal or non spiritual perspective, the United States and Israel deserves what they got coming. I don't care who you voted for. This is nothing political. Trump is the last Trump spoken about in 1 Corinthians 15:52. This has nothing to do with politics. I don't vote. I don't do none of that stuff because I know who's in charge. I only answer to one, and it's my Father. All right? Anyway, I ran it on long enough. I just figured I wanted to get my 2 cents worth in. This is going to get a lot worse, guys. This is not, that little uptick in the stock market that we've seen today and that little drop in oil prices. I could be wrong, but I think that's going to skyrocket in the morning when everybody realizes Trump was just blowing smoke. And, I mean, do y'all realize how this guy is? The man changes his mind more than you change a baby's diaper. I listen to some commentators, and they say he changes his mind every day. No, he changes his mind periodically throughout the day. I mean, when he was interviewed on CBS, he said the war's done. It's pretty much done. That's why the stock market raised and the oil prices went down. Then when he had this, whatever, but whenever he did that speech, he pretty well indicated, no, the war's not over. He's having problems with the Strait of Hormuz and everything else. He already told a story with a different story what he was telling just a few hours before that interview. It's like he changes his mind because I agree with some of the commentators. He's in a panic mode. So is Israel. Because they thought they was going to go in there, knock out the supreme leader of Iran, and everything was going to be hunky-dory. They was going to get the people to raise up. And even though after the United States and Israel goes in and bombards, just tears down all their buildings, kills all their people, kills their children in the school on the first day of the strikes. I don't care what anybody says. That was the United States that did that. Okay, accident or not. Own up to what you did. That's one of the things I tell you all about in the books. The Father cannot stand how we will not take responsibility for our own faults. Adam and Eve. Okay? They're right in the beginning of the Bible. Going back to God declaring the end from the beginning. Okay? If you don't understand this, listen to what Adam said when God approached Adam. Let's go with Adam first. He said, he asked Adam, why did you do this? Well, the woman you gave me of the fruit, so I ate it. Okay, so Adam said, it's your fault, God, because the woman you gave me of the fruit, so I ate it. Then he blamed it on the woman. Instead of just saying, sorry, Father, I transgressed to your law. I ask for your forgiveness. I repent. Please forgive me. No, it's your fault, Father. And the woman that you gave me. It's her fault. It's not my fault. Then when he approaches Eve, why did you do this? Well, the serpent beguiled me. Oh, it's the serpent's fault. It's not her fault. Couldn't you say, I'm sorry, Father. I transgressed against you. I broke your laws. Please forgive me. I repent. I won't do it again. No. Blaming it on someone else. Listen to all the rhetoric that's going on over there in the White House. I screwed up. Please forgive me. Boy, that'd go a million miles. I know I do it all the time. I do it all the time with the Father. It goes a million miles. And then some. But see, that's what I'm trying to tell you all. The King James Bible is not a history book, it's a lesson book. We're to learn from what we read out of it. We are to live by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. The Father is the one that wrote the King James Bible. God breathed life into each and every one of us. It's the Father that dwells inside of us. It's the Father that dwelled inside of the holy men that wrote the scriptures. 1 Peter 1:21. Or is it 2 Peter 1:21? Okay, but because the holy men didn't write the scriptures by their only will, by their own will, but they spake as they were moved by the Holy Ghost. The Holy Ghost, Father, the Word are one. So it was the Father inside of them telling them what to write. So it was the Father that actually wrote the King James Bible. See, that's what these books do, guys. They give you all an understanding of our Father, who He is, what He's doing, why He's doing what He's doing. Anybody that doesn't have this understanding will remain in the congregation of the dead. Get an understanding, because it's getting ready to get really hard, really scary, and going to be very painful. The flames are getting ready to be turned up really high. And it's going to be very hot for many people, because they're going to see a lot of loved ones lost. Read the books, guys. I am the only way to the Father. I'm out.